Welcome back. We have the future of the lottery debate, another Amazon center, Helen Keller as Barbie, and snow on the beach, but not the pure, wholesome kind of snow. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. As we've mentioned here before, the 2021 Alabama legislative session came to a close late Monday night, and so we're done with those updates. What we have today is our first update on the 2022 Alabama legislative session. And of course, we're going to mention the elusive Alabama State Lottery. And maybe casinos or sports betting. Time will tell about the details. This past session, we saw one gambling bill die, then another gambling bill pick up a little steam, pass the Senate, then die in the House as time ran out. But here's the thing about that. Had the bill even passed and had it been signed by the governor, it would have still had to go on the November 2022 ballot for voters to decide, since legalizing forms of gambling would require a statewide amendment. Well, AL.com's Mike Kaysen reports that it will hit that exact same ballot in November of 22 if lawmakers can make it happen next year. House Speaker Mac McCutcheon, quote, "We're going to continue to work on that legislation and continue to find common ground and come up with something that we could possibly come into this chamber and pass. In the meantime, don't hold your breath waiting on a special session. Could happen, of course, but Governor Kay Ivey would have to call for it, and the governor's office has indicated there is not enough agreement on a plan to justify that right now. And it takes more agreement for this than typical legislation. See, we're talking about a constitutional amendment, and that requires 3/5 vote in both houses. There are some Republicans who will not vote for gambling, period. So even if the GOP has a supermajority, they still have to tap into the Democrats to get the votes they need. And Democratic leaders are saying that funding for Medicaid expansion has to be part of the gambling plan to get their support, which all means that Alabamians are still facing an indefinite amount of time during which we have to leave the state to lose our money. It's hardly fair to have to pay for gas as well as poor probability skills. Amazon is building another fulfillment center in Alabama, reports AL.com's Paul Gaddis, and this one is going in Huntsville. It'll be in Limestone County near the Mazda Toyota manufacturing plant. Amazon says it'll begin production in the fall and bring more than 500 jobs. It's been only a month and a couple weeks since efforts to unionize workers at the Bessemer, Alabama Amazon Fulfillment Center failed. Another such facility is in Mobile County in Theodore, Alabama. Helen Keller, the Alabama woman who overcame being deaf and blind to earn a college degree and become an author, educator, and advocate, has been honored in many, many ways over the years. Well, now, reports AL.com's William Thornton, she's a Barbie doll. It's part of Mattel's Barbie Inspiring Women series. They've had a Rosa Parks Barbie, a Sally Ride Barbie, Florence Nightingale, Eleanor Roosevelt, and others. The Helen Keller doll will hark to Keller's years as a student with early 1900s clothing and a textbook with molded braille on its cover. Another effort to honor Helen Keller, among other people, fell through this week when President Joe Biden canceled Donald Trump's planned National Garden of American Heroes. The plans were to have a park with 240 statues that were picked by a Trump-appointed task force. The 6 Alabama figures would have been Keller, Parks, Nat King Cole, Harper Lee, Jesse Owens, and Coretta Scott King. If you were sitting on the sands of Gulf Shores Monday evening waiting on your ship to come in, well, at least you might have seen some cocaine wash up on the beach. That's almost as interesting as seeing a manatee in the bay, and it makes for a better story to tell. AL.com's Howard Koplowitz reports that Gulf Shores police recovered 31 kilos of snow on the beach. That has an estimated value of $1 million. Police said they're not sure where it came from, but that they're working with state and federal authorities to figure out all they can. Thank y'all for listening. We will be back here again tomorrow. Until then, stop by and see us anytime you want to. We're on the World Wide Web at al.com.